back to another episode of Unscripted with Jed Snyder, and today we're talking NHL playoffs. It is the best time of year as a hockey fan in general. So I figured, why not? We're at the beginning of playoffs.
Yeah, let's talk about it.
I mean, let's roll into it. So the plan for the day is we'll kind of talk about some of the matchups here in round one. We'll give our predictions, and then ultimately we'll share who our Stanley Cup pick is. Spoiler alert: don't look at what Brad's wearing right now. So
I wonder who Brad's going to fucking pick all the way through.
Weird. So, Jed, first of all, do you watch NHL hockey at home? Like, are you a hockey guy that way?
Well, are you comparing it to yourself? Because no. But no, if it's on, I'll watch it. I mean, I'm not hunting down games and shit and whatever. But if it's on, I'll watch it for sure.
You're not jumping on planes to go watch hockey games? No.
For a day, then flying back?
Right.
Nope.
Oh, okay.
Nope.
Weird.
Unlike someone else.
Who
But whatever.
does that? So, did you watch any hockey last night or yesterday?
I did. We watched a little bit of the Minnesota and
Nice.
And I was with Damon and the Sullys, and we went out to dinner. And yeah, the Minnesota-Dallas game was on.
Nice. Yeah,
Yeah,
it was good to see the Wild
Yeah.
beat the wheels off the Dallas.
Yeah, I hope that they move on, but we'll get into that.
For sure.
But yeah, otherwise that was about it. And then what was the other game that was on last night? Carolina and Ottawa. No, Philly and Pitt.
Yeah, Philly and Pittsburgh.
And then that was on as well, so we checked a lot of that out.
That's awesome. The intensity is so much higher this time of year, right? Like, you got guys coming in playing their best hockey, and you got some guys kind of struggling as they get on the playoffs, right? So what makes this time of year special just as a hockey fan?
I think, honestly, it's just they level up, right? Guys come in. It's so funny because if you watch that documentary on the rivalry between the Avs and the Red Wings, like Claude Lemieux would never do shit for the Avs or anybody else until playoff time. Mm-hmm. And was a dude end up with like 4 Stanley Cups between the Habs, New Jersey, and the Avalanche, right? So like it's just a different breed, and teams will legitimately trade for guys and just for playoffs.
Right.
Like these guys will make a career. They won't do fuck all the first regular 82 games, but then when it comes to playoff time, they'll just level up, and it's just a different person altogether.
100%. It's absolutely insane. Some of the things you talk about, that old rivalry between Detroit and Colorado, like the memories are so thick of fights, goalies going at it, the fucking Claude Lemieux hit on McCarty, right? Like, was it McCarty?
No, it was Draper.
Draper, yeah, that's right.
Who was McCarty's best friend? There's a documentary out on it.
Yeah, I watched it.
It was what is it? It was
I can't remember.
Rivalry.
Yes.
On Vice.
Right? Claude Lemieux and...
Well, it was the Avs
Right.
Detroit rivalry.
Right.
But the sub-story was completely just about fucking McCarty just beating the fuck out of him. Yeah. Well, getting back for his hit on Chris Draper the first round, or the previous year, and how he waited like all year for the fucking lid to blow off and do it. So, yeah.
That's crazy. You don't see that in the game anymore.
Yeah. It's different. It's different. Like it's the game's evolved. It is what it is, So you still see the play, though. I mean, you still see guys eating pucks that don't normally do it. Right. You still see guys playing injured. You still see guys playing hurt. It's just that kind of shit is just, that was next level, though. Mm-hmm. So that's generational rivalry there, right? For sure. So as opposed to just games. But guys that still play hurt. Like, there'll be dudes that through this whole playoffs that'll, maybe it's a broken ankle that they just cinch up in the skate. Maybe, they lose teeth, broken jaw. They're still going to play that night. They're still going to come back whatever the fuck it is, right? Yeah. So that just the intensity, the elevation of it is just of the elevation of play, the elevation of sacrifice just comes tenfold when it comes playoff time. So it's pretty cool.
For sure. And you and Damon always say it's painful to win championships. And it's no more clear than it is in the NHL. After the cup is awarded, the parade's going on, then all the stories come out as to who's been injured and what they had going on all playoff long, right? Like, it's absolutely incredible.
There's a great story. It's out there. I think Gretzky talked about it when it was the Oilers Islanders rivalry. The first time when the Islanders, or the second time, was it the first? Anyway, it doesn't matter. They lost to the Islanders in like 7 games. And Gretzky and Messier walk by the Islanders locker room, and those guys are sitting in there. They're not celebrating. And they just won the Stanley Cup. They got ice bags everywhere. They're just laying there. And that's when those guys realize that's what winning looks like.
Wow.
And it's like just the sacrifice those guys went through just to win the cup. And the Islanders did a 4-peat as well, didn't they?
Yeah,
with
they did.
Bossy and those guys. Mm-hmm. So like, that's what it looks like. You're going to celebrate, but then afterwards you're sitting in ice baths, But those guys literally, Edmonton and Islander rivalry so bad that's the way that they celebrated. The Islanders did when they won the cup, whatever time that was in that rivalry, right?
Right.
So
yeah, you're right. It was the last time the Islanders won, and then Edmonton literally
went on a 4-peat.
Took the crown right after that. Yeah, for sure. So, all right, well, let's get into it, man.
Let's go.
How do you want to do it? You want to go like matchup by matchup? You want to just kind of talk about the games?
Well, we can just go through it. Like, might as well start with Colorado and LA.
All right.
Colorado's a machine.
Yeah.
I got to give it to them. LA, know nothing about them this year. Mm-hmm. They made it to playoffs. Woo! But fuck, other than that, don't know shit. But I mean, McKenna, Makar, fuck, just go down the list. I mean, like they're a wagon, so they should be able to. I think they should be able to at least get to the finals, the conference finals. At the very least, looking at these matchups and shit. So
yeah, it's kind of the way I feel too. I think Los Angeles, this is just going to be a waste of 8 days. So
they're going to hold on. If the Avs bring what they should, like LA's, just hold on for the ride, guys. Like this is kind of what's going to happen. You guys, your season got extended by 4 more games.
Right.
Like call it a day
for sure.
All
right. So Jed picks Colorado. So does Brad. Next in the Western Conference, Dallas, Minnesota.
Minnesota.
Yeah?
I think so. Dallas just fuck off. Like at the end. I think it's Minnesota's turn. The acquisition this year of Quinn Hughes, excuse me, just changed that team. So
100%. And I absolutely agree.
So I think they'll beat Dallas. I think they'll get out of this round. I don't think they have the juice if Colorado gets on its horse. I don't believe they've got the juice to beat Colorado, but definitely they do Dallas. For sure. And I personally just want to see Dallas bounce from the playoffs because they've bounced us for the last couple of years. And with Mikko Rantanen being on the thing, it's just I have issues. Yeah, but Dallas is true blue, man. Like their organization knows what playoff hockey is. Mm-hmm. And that would be the only thing I could think of them beating Minnesota is just experience. Right. Good call. I mean, you got is Ben's still there. Yeah. Yeah, like you look at their leadership and love or hate the guy like he's battle tested, man. That organization's battle tested in the playoffs. So that would, in my opinion, that would be the only thing that would keep Minnesota is they just don't have that playoff juice. Right. Mm-hmm. But they are a good team and they are dynamic as fuck. So we'll see. For sure. And not for nothing, Quinn Hughes obviously coming off of a huge, gold medal win at the Olympics and now has a chance to compete for a cup. Like the guy's motivated. Yeah. He's been stuck in playoff-less Vancouver for how long, and now he's in a place where they can legit make a run. Yeah. So I'm definitely taking Minnesota on that one as well. Staying in the Western Conference, VGK versus Utah. Honestly, I didn't even know Utah made the playoffs. So in all fairness, it still baffles me that they have. And their following is fucking huge. Yeah. I did not even know that. Going through the Detroit airport, everyone was there was mammoth shit everywhere when we were coming back from the owners meeting. So I don't know. I still think Vegas. Yeah. I still think Vegas. Once again, battle tested. They've been there. Utah's got a good team, but I just don't see. I see it going, if anything, it'll go a long series, but I see Vancouver moving. Or why do I keep saying fucking Vancouver? Because I said Vancouver earlier. And then you said VGK, and I'm all fucked up. Vegas. Yes. Vegas. Vegas will beat Utah, I think. Nice. I've also experienced that mammoth fandom with some of random people that I didn't even know liked hockey. Now I see them wearing mammoth hats. Not for nothing. I like the logo. I like the colors. Hey man, it's pretty sweet. Hey, and it's exciting to see NHL in Utah, man. 100%. Salt Lake is a sports town all the way through, and it's exciting to see. So, sure. Good on them. Like I said, no fucking idea they even made the playoffs. So. All right, so Jed takes the Vegas Golden Knights. So does Brad. Last one in the Western Conference, Edmonton versus Anaheim. Edmonton. Yeah. We were talking last night, Damon and I. It was hilarious because I didn't know they traded Skinner for another Skinner. So it doesn't look like they're really gearing up to go all the way. But I think that their Skinner number 2 will work against Anaheim. and
sure.
then obviously the fucking firepower. Like, come on, man.
Yeah.
You know.
Exactly. I'm right there with you. I'm taking Edmonton too. I think Anaheim will make it a series. I just think that they're leaking oil. See what I did there? Edmonton Oilers. Okay. For those of you that don't,
was fucking lame.
I mean, dad jokes.
I mean, good on you.
Dad
good
jokes.
on you. I mean, it was clever, but like, oh
Thank
my.
you.
But
Okay, so and they've had a great year. I think the Ducks have shown that they're going to be, if they continue the trend, the Ducks will definitely be here again next year and be better. But I mean, you can't discount Edmonton because you've got McDavid, right? McJesus, and then Draisaitl's healthy, and like I don't know, they're pissed off. They've been bounced from the playoffs.
yeah, but they don't really. I mean, if they had goaltending, and I don't know. I heard that they traded Skinner for Skinner too, and we got Skinner and McSkinner. maybe
Skinner and McSkinner.
Maybe this guy will be McSkinner. I don't know,
100%.
but like at the end of the day, like, man, you didn't. From what I understand, they didn't trade up.
Right.
They trade lateral.
100%.
And now where the fuck did Skinner go?
I'm not even sure.
Like, fucking Google that shit really quick because I'm curious because like if he's went to a playoff team as well and they make the fucking playoffs and they make it further in Edmonton because of goaltending, that would be absolutely fucking hilarious.
It says that in December, past December, Edmonton traded goalie Stuart Skinner, defenseman Kulak, and a pick to Pittsburgh.
Okay.
For goalie Tristan Jarry.
Yes.
Forward Samuel Poulin.
Yes.
Yeah. Yeah.
So yeah, that was a fucking tit for tat, and now Pitt's gonna run the fucking gauntlet with Skinner, and like I said, McDavid, you're gonna hear it'll be like probably a small fucking nuke cloud from Edmonton when fucking, because I think Draisaitl and fucking McJesus will have a fucking like community fucking suicide event over that one.
No doubt, you're gonna be. He couldn't do that over here. Like, what's going on? Oh my god! And then they got Tristan Jarry. All right.
Well, one of the things on here that's hilarious is the best goalie in the NHL didn't even make fucking playoffs.
Right. That's right.
So
Connor Hellebuck.
You're looking at that.
The Winnipeg Jets. They gone.
But like the funny thing is like fucking when they were talking about it during the gold medal game, all the shots he'd seen, and it's like, well, remember we talked about it. Like every game that dude sees 50 shots. Yeah. You know what I mean? So I don't know. Best goalie in the fucking NHL, still anyone on here.
Isn't that
which
crazy?
Is crazy?
Yeah. All right. So Eastern Conference. Here we go. Let's start with Buffalo and Boston. I'm personally, man, like I really like Buffalo as a team. They've been building, and they made the playoffs this year for the first time in 39,000 years.
I don't know.
It's been a long
been a
time
while.
since the Buffalo Sabres have been in the playoffs, and I don't think Boston is. I think they barely squeaked in.
I would pick Buff just because I hope that they can do something. Like it's cool for hockey.
Yeah.
Buffalo's a pretty small town. It's a working town, so it would be pretty cool to see them go. I think it would the town would really rally behind them, kind of like a Winnipeg scenario. You know what I mean?
For sure.
So see the little guy get in. Hopefully they get to the second round. I'm gonna pick them. I mean, you look at the next matchup, but neither one of those fucking teams are going to beat Tampa. So,
right.
I mean, like, just enjoy it. You get 4 more games out of the season, homie. You know what I mean?
No doubt.
4 to 7 more and call it a day, right?
For sure. So we both picked Buffalo, and now we're on to Tampa Bay and Montreal. And it sounds like you're picking Tampa Bay there.
Fuck the Habs all around. So, really, at the end of the day, fuck the Habs. So, yeah, Tampa all the way. Plus, it's hard to dislike fucking Cooper, the coach. So
Right. Yeah, he's one of my favorites. I know Damon loves him too.
Loves him to death.
Yeah.
That's his guy. We were talking about that last night. So, no, Tampa, like I said, and they're battle tested as fuck, right? So, like, good luck.
For sure. I think I shout out to Cole Caulfield, the American that scored 50 goals for the Montreal Canadiens this year. Didn't make the Olympic team. He was one of those that people were like, why was he scrubbed? But, all he's done is score all year long, and he's popular up there. And that's really hard to do as an American, to capture a French-Canadian audience. So shout out to Cole Caulfield, but you're going to be golfing here in about 9 days.
Well, they've sucked for so long that at this point, Sasquatch could score fucking 50 goals and they'd get behind him, right? So, like, fuck, yeah, good on the guy, but that's the fucking truth, man.
That's
You could dress a T-Rex up with no arms and fucking score 50 goals, kick 50 goals in, and the fucking fans would get behind you, for fuck's sake.
Amen to that. That was pretty awesome. All right. Carolina and Ottawa. Who do you got?
Rod the Bod. I'm going with Carolina all the way on that one. Brendan Moore puts together a good product.
Absolutely.
Plus, oh God, I can't even think of the fucking guy's name. He's a D-man, former CC guy. Slavin. So,
oh yeah, Jacob Slavin.
Slavin, you know, obviously connections with mine to Colorado Springs, you know, and being a CC fan, you know, I'm rooting for Carolina.
That's awesome. Yeah, me too. I'd really like to see Rod Brindamore get past even the second round. You know, his teams always work hard. His players will go through a wall for that guy. And he's huge, dude.
Well, it's not to be like, look at the way he played. Like, he's one of those guys, man. He said it, he did it. Like, he's preaching it. It's not like he just never played the game. You know what I mean? Yeah. It's really easy to fucking hitch a wagon to those kind of coaches. So that's huge. And Ottawa, I mean, what do they got up there? Fuck Tim Hortons and fucking Kachuk. That's about it. So
they got Timmy's. That's all they got.
So really at the end, like, if Carolina doesn't do that in 5 games, like fucking like that's not good for Carolina.
You're not wrong.
But it's good to see Ottawa back in it a little bit. So
for sure. All right, so we both have Carolina, and the final matchup in the East, Pittsburgh versus Philly.
I hope Philly does it. Greener's a big Philly fan. I hope Philly does it. Get to see them back in it a little bit. The town needs it, I think. I mean, they've been in hockey purgatory for how long?
Right.
And it's too much of a fucking amazing organization brand-wise for all the years that you'd like to see that. Obviously, you know, with Sidney still in Pitt and that sort of thing, seeing him make a run at it, I think, you know, would be awesome to see too, because obviously he ain't got much more years left.
Right.
But I'm going to go with Philadelphia, but that's one of those series is like I could take either team.
Sure.
I'd be just happy for either team moving on.
Good call. I've got Pittsburgh in it, but I'm right there with you, right? Like, I think both storylines are pretty awesome, and you know, I think it would be a hell of a matchup for the next round as to who, you know, if they're playing Carolina, I think it'll be a hell of a battle.
Yeah, absolutely.
So, you know, it's going to be cool no matter who comes out of that series for sure. So, all right, ultimate Stanley Cup winner, Jed. What do you think? Who's going to take home the cup?
We still got a couple more to go, man.
Yeah? You want to go to the matchups? You want to go round 2?
Yeah,
all right.
Let's go all the way through
Okay. All right. So we got Colorado and Minnesota in round 2.
Colorado.
All right.
All right. Once again, if they're going, if they're firing, if they're going all the way. So
I got to tell you, man, as an Avs fan, I'm scared of that matchup, and I'll tell you why. Because the power play's been leaky. Our home record for the last half of the year was fucking dog shit, and I don't know. Like, there's something weird about when we play Minnesota. Like, we can lose to Minnesota when they're half-assing it. Like, it's just weird. I'd rather play Minnesota than Dallas.
Well, Dallas has been a dream destroyer.
100%.
So
100%. So fuck Dallas. As long as they're golfing during this whole thing, I don't care. But yeah, I'm going to take the Avs, but I think it's going to be a 7-game series. I don't think it's. I think it's going to be a tough one there. All right. Sounds like we picked Vegas and Edmonton for the second round.
Yeah, Edmonton. Provided Mick Skinner,
Deuce.
Provided the Deuce is fucking kicking pucks. You know,
good call. Good call.
Yeah. So they just got so much juice.
Sure.
And they're angry as fuck. So
they are. That's true. I'll take Vegas in that one. I was surprised that they let go of their coach Butch Cassidy late in the season. I mean, it was a couple months ago. They brought in John Tortorella.
That's what Devon was saying last night, man. And he's 7-0-1 with them. And he apparently was like, it's a player's team. I'm here to mentor and keep them on the rails.
Yeah.
And that usually he comes in with napalm and throws it in the locker room. So
for sure. I mean, but think about the teams as he's had to coach, where there's a bunch of young guys that are still learning their place in the league. You know, he comes to a Vegas squad that's won a cup. A lot of these guys are still there. And they're just older. They just needed, like he said, some guard.
Yeah, but he also has to evolve.
100%.
Like, at the end, he has to evolve. Like,
right.
You can say you got young kids. You can say whatever. He has to evolve. Like, his fucking Gestapo tactics it falls on deaf ears now.
Yeah, it does.
Especially with every player thinking that they're a fucking superstar. Mm-hmm. You know, that's one of those where he needs to fall back on his leadership group. And he needs to let them run it because they know how to communicate, you know, and he's taking the right approach, man. Like, he's taking the right approach. So it may work out for him. I don't know. I just still think Edmonton's just a wagon. Like, it's just, they're angry. You know, they're really angry because of that shitty fucking trade. And like,
Right.
they realize now that they got to outscore everybody else because that dude between the fucking pipes has never been good for them over the last few years.
No, not at all.
They're better off putting a shooter tutor in that bitch and letting them roll.
The shooter tutor. Absolutely. All right, well, let's stay with the Western Conference. Who do you got going into the Western Conference Finals?
I got. I will say Colorado Edmonton matchup.
Okay.
That's who I say.
Gotcha. And I pick Edmonton, or excuse me, the Knights and Colorado. I've got Colorado winning that in 7
That's fair.
to move to the Cup.
That's fair call.
All right, Eastern Conference. We picked Buffalo and Tampa Bay in round 2.
Oh, Tampa.
100%.
Tampa's going to the finals.
Yeah, I like that. I like that pick. So then Carolina over Pittsburgh or Philly.
As much as I want Philly to keep moving, or Pitt, either one to keep moving, but Carolina is going to beat that out.
I like it.
Yeah. So and then Tampa will be in the Cup, and I think Colorado will be in the Cup.
Okay, so
That's where I'm at. And then the winner, I wouldn't even know.
Right.
I'll pick Tampa just to go fucking against you and your
Asshole.
and your dress up today.
come on, man. I had to celebrate. It's fucking Avalanche Day. Game 1's tonight. I'm super excited. Hockey playoffs. Jed's taking the Tampa Bay Lightning to win the whole thing. I'm looking for another parade in Denver. This is going to be an awesome, epic postseason.
It'll be good.
And I'm glad we got to talk about it. We've never talked to NHL between you and I before. This is kind of a new conversation for us.
Yeah, no, for sure.
Are you more of a college guy or a?
I just watch whatever's on. Like I said, it doesn't. I think it's one of those things to where you get so much of it during the season that if it's on, I'll watch it, but I'm not hunting it.
Got it.
Does that make sense?
It does.
So
1,000%.
that's kind of the deal. I'll watch the Cup. Like I'll definitely watch the Cup and get down to the semifinals and stuff. But like I said, it's just I follow teams.
Right.
There's no specific. Hey, this so and so's playing. Fuck, check this out.
Sure.
You know what I mean?
There's nothing wrong with that.
So I mean, at the end, but. You can still talk the shop a little bit.
Absolutely.
So, and then have the little they got a really cool fucking logo, so I think they're gonna win it. Like that kind of shit. Like, I mean, who's not gonna love a lightning bolt? Man? Jeez.
We'll just have a logo debate some other day.
He dresses so sharp. Like, why
Right.
wouldn't I pick that team? Stupid fucking reasons.
Who are you filling brackets out with?
Right.
All right, very good. So, no more Ask Jed, apparently. It's crickets out there, Jed.
No,
apparently.
that's on them.
Yeah, fuck those guys. Anyway, for Jed Snyder, I'm Brad Oldhouse, your host. That's back there on the ones and twos. Matthew Stordahl, the NATV Production of the Year broadcast director, right back there, everybody, award winning. And I'm Brad Oldhouse, your host. Have a good fucking day.